Welcome to the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. I'm your host, Roman, and we have a terrific show planned for you today. Yes, I am by myself because there is so much that's going on in the world. Woo-wee! So much in the city of Chicago, in the world. We need to discuss it. We just need a powwow. And sometimes is good to let it out, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it out. Let's start with the nation's I a lot of people call him Agent Orange. A lot of people call this. And yes, the views that are expressed from intellectualradio.com/iHeartRadio station are not the views of the radio station or iHeart. It's the views of Roman Morrow. And also, don't forget to stay tuned for Warriors Talk with my girl Rochelle at 6 p.m. right after the Drive at 5. Now, he goes by the name of Agent Orange. He goes by the name of you know so many names, but here's the new nickname I'm calling him right now. And yes, it's Donald Trump. I'm calling him the Suge Knight of politics. And I'm going to tell you why. I remember back in the late 90s, early 2000, that Suge Knight, everybody was scared of Suge Knight. Everybody was scared of Suge Knight. You just Suge Knight there? No, I'm going the other way. People were scared, and Suge Knight was doing some crazy things. And when it comes down to it, man, he's in jail. He and now a lot of people say, you know what? He wasn't so tough. A barber from New York knocked his butt out. A barber that was cutting people hair. Suge Knight came up to him, man, bam, knocked him out. The reason I call Donald Trump the Suge Knight of politics is because of that very same reason. We are scared of Donald Trump. You name it. No matter if you're white, no matter if you're black, no matter if you're Latino, no matter if you're a diaspora, you're scared of him. And I want to know why you're scared of him. They said, oh, because he's rich. I know plenty of rich people that you're not scared of. I know plenty of people that you should be scared of, but you're not. But for one single person, we're scared of the man by the name of Donald Trump. I just want to know why. Why we're so chicken when it comes to him. We don't even know why ourselves. Is it because he's a BSer? Is that it? Is it because he can basically stroke your ego and insult you at the same time? Is it because you don't know where he's going, east, west, south, or you think he's a comedian? Oh, that Trump, he's funny. Oh, that Donald Trump, he's so funny. Ha 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 ha. He is the Suge Knight of politics. What is funny now? I talked to a couple of my friends. They can't stand me. I talked to a couple of people. I understand how you feel because you was lied to. Oh, he's going to do this for the blacks. Oh, Earl, guess what? He's going to give blacks some reparations. I heard this all throughout the election, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? Fool me once, shame on him. Fool me twice, shame on me. Now it's shame on all of us. Even the 20% of black people that voted for Donald Trump, it's shame on you. How can you sit there with a straight face and believe in a man that totally can dismantle our civil rights with one stroke of a pen? And he did just that with DEI. He is threatening states like Illinois to revoke federal funding. There's federal funding in Medicare, Medicaid. What's going to happen to your grandma? Social Security. What's going to happen? And he got Elon Musk. It's I just can't believe people are still telling lies, saying, oh, that's Donald Trump is just basically doing that to scare people so we can get what we want. How many times I'm going to tell you on this show? How many times we were the first show that said Donald Trump is a dictator? We were the first show to say, go ahead, believe him. Believe him if you want to. And guess what? You're looking like fools. Believe him. Believe him now. You remember that song, How You Like Me Now? Well, Donald Trump is pumping his collar and say, how you like me now? Oh, he's going to give black people jobs, opportunity. Oh, what about, they said reparations? One even basically said about massive incarceration. He's going to deal with that. Woo! Trump is going to be the black savior. Now, what you think? 100 days, close to 100 days in. What you think now, close to 100 days in? What you think now that grandma is about to suffer because of her Social Security might be wiped away? And it's probably in the process of being wiped away. Those veterans who voted for Donald Trump, they worried, they're scared. This guy basically made people across the world, not only just the United States, the whole entire world looked like fools last week because he did something that Martha Stewart got locked up for. He did something that Martha Stewart got locked up for. And that was inside trading, inside information. Several billionaires got more billions out of that one day. One day. Out of that one day. And you're telling me that this man, he doesn't need to be locked up and throw away the key? You're telling me that he got someone that was not appointed. He's also an illegal alien, Elon Musk. He's a South African. And he told Donald Trump, for all my African friends out there who voted for him, oh, I remember and I'm because this is a rant. I remember I was on this show, and and I was frustrated. I was frustrated. And the reason I was frustrated, and I'm not going to call no names on the show, but I had to call the host and said, "What the hell was that?" And the reason I said that was because number one, I thought I was bamboozled. I was a guest on somebody's show, and it was filled with people who voted for Trump, and I was the only one who voted for Kamala Harris. And I admit, and I don't care what you think, I voted for Kamala Harris. And I still say to this day, it wasn't about the economy. It wasn't about, she's going to go against people, transgender. It wasn't because of that. It was because you did not want a black woman at the helm telling people what to do. A lot of people say, well, technically she wasn't black, she was Asian and stuff. I don't give a damn. Whatever happened to a speck of blood of black, you're black. And you can disagree with me all you want to. But Kamala Harris, in my opinion, would have been the best choice to move us forward, meaning blacks. Yes, I disagree. And I said this all day long, all night long, like Lionel Richie, about the immigration. I said it on the show, and I constantly say it now, that Brandon Johnson did us in. And people can sit there and say, what you want to say. But I constantly say to people, Biden didn't tell Mayor Mohawk to go on stage and say, the more the merrier. He did not say that. He did not say, take these people in. He didn't say, don't. But he bailed the state of Illinois, Cook County, the city of Chicago from the migrants, not once, not twice, but 3 times. What did you do with the money? And once he found out that Brandon Johnson spent COVID money on the migrant situation, I can tell you now, he was pissed. And guess what he said? Without even me being there, you ain't going to get no more money out of us after you did that. That was for COVID. But you wanted to do migrants. Be careful who you vote for. Be careful what you wish for, because you know what? You're going to get it. I'm going to rewind back because, like I said, I'm ranting and raving. He's going. The old saying is, the rich is going to get richer, the poor is going to get poor, and the middle class is going to get poor. The black community, and this lady said this on a live, saying black people make poor being acceptable. And I said, what? Black people make poor acceptable. And I thought about it. And the reason why is because we adapt to every single situation. That's what Black people do. We adapt. We're like wolves. We adapt. We're like coyotes. We adapt. We adapt to every single situations that's out there known to man. Yes, we will make poor fashionable. We did that during the Reconstruction age. We're doing it now. Some way, somehow, we're gonna find a way. We did it to the Reagan administration, and nobody can't tell me Ronald Reagan was the worst president for Black people. Ronald Reagan. And a lot of people say, oh, well, he gave us Clarence Thomas. What? That Oreo? He's the one that originated the food box, trying to take away the food stamps. He's the one that the first ever, and I want you to read this, and I said this on my previous rant, the first ever president to allow a bombing in Philadelphia in 1985. A police station did a bombing. Look this up. Philadelphia, 1985. The Philadelphia, because they thought it was a cult, and it was not a cult. Black people died. And that's buried in our history books. But we let racist DeSantis, we allowed that Hot Wheels of a guy in Texas to tell us what to do. And they don't even know the definition of woke, but they keep on using the woke as an excuse to bury the Black heritage and the Black culture. And I'm sick and tired of people sitting there telling us we do not have a culture. Well, hell, look it up. It's a shame that today in the schools, they don't teach music. They barely teach Black history. And you sit here and you tell me that you voted for a man that basically put in an executive order and said, "Oh, we can't celebrate Dr. King. It's DEI. Oh, we cannot accept. Oh no, take Harriet Tubman's site down. Take Jackie Robinson's site down. Take the Tuskegee Airmen sites down from a U.S. federal website." And you're now talking about Black museums in jeopardy. DuSable Museum might be in jeopardy. There's a reason they want to erase our history and our culture because we're finding too much about what happened in the past. And sometimes the past recycle itself. And I keep on saying this, and you guys don't believe me. We're marching into head first the Jim Crow ×2 era. You cannot sit there and tell me that he's revoking the funding from the Smithsonian. You cannot sit there and tell me that he's not thinking about doing more harm to the Black culture than any other president known to man. I give credit what credit is due. But for people to sit there and tell me, Roman Morrow, that the Suge Knight of politics, Donald Trump, is good for black people, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away because I'm going to be so angry. I'm so angry at our people because you let it sometimes they always say money is the root of all evil. It says it in the Bible. All money is not good money. All opportunity is not good opportunity. I remember during the election, he had all these so-called black men from the Republican Party coming in and talking on Trump's behalf, going to black barbershops, yucking it up. What you're going to do about criminal justice reform? Oh, Donald Trump is going to do this, that, and the other. Not really answering the question, but you're going to sit there and tell me that Kamala Harris doesn't even know how to answer the question? This man is the king of dodging, the king of sound bites. But you're going to vote for this man that sit there and going to diminish our culture. Now you don't even have a word to say. You don't have nothing to say. You don't have nothing to say. And for those of you who sat there and did not vote, you don't have nothing to say. You don't have nothing to cry about because you did it to yourself because you didn't go out and vote. We sat there and we said it was important. We sat there and we said, you got to vote. Some of the Hispanics were lied to, they say. They was lied by the white people. Now the white people don't want to be your friends because the white people got what they want, and that was Trump. Now you're being deported, your grandma being deported, and guess what? The Africans are now being deported. The president of Namibia, bless her heart, she basically said, well, Trump, I one up you. No one from America will step foot in Namibia, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If not, I'll find it out. I'm going off the top of my head. I think it's Nairobi. It's not Nairobi. I think it's Namibia. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I know what I'm talking about. The African president basically said no one can step foot in her country if they don't have a visa. No one can step foot in her country. And she's actually demanding all African presidents to do the same thing. Don't step foot in Africa. You're trying to take our resources. And Trump is siding with Elon Musk. Don't know what's going on in Africa. They're being mean towards the white people. Africa being mean towards the white people. Oh, yeah? We're going to sanction them. For what? I was on a panel and the Africans was telling me, and Africans, even though I'm being hard on you, I'm there, Johnny on the spot. But sometimes love can be tough love, and you need this tough love. You're no better. You thought it was a joke. He was funny. And you basically said you don't want Democrats to tell you what to do. You do not want Democrats to tell you what to do. Well, guess what? Guess who's telling you what to do now? That's why I always tell people, you want it the easy way or the hard way? Do you want it? Do you prefer this person to do it or that person to do it? I always say that. But no. Grandmom is going to be affected in the worst way in a couple of months. They're already touching Social Security with layoffs. Look this up. It's no time to get your news from Fox News. It's no time for that. Oh, no. Because they're fake news. I would prefer you to go to IntellectualRadio.com and get your news. We got facts on our side. We got radio hosts that reads the newspaper, that will sit there and tell you. I don't understand why we have a wife of the World Wrestling Entertainment over the Board of Education, over the educational system of the nation. And she cannot even pronounce AI. She said it's A1, like A1 sauce. I prefer A1 to be in school. But you're going to vote for a man to put incompetent people, just like you put an incompetent mayor. Oh, you thought a rant wasn't going to go without that? Oh, yeah. I keep on saying this to people. A lot of people sit there and say, what's the matter with Chicago? What's the matter with us? What's the matter? What's going on in Chicago? I said, it's nothing wrong with Chicago. It's the leadership that's the damn problem. It's nothing wrong with Chicago. It's the corruption that's going on with the leadership in Chicago. I constantly say this, that Chicago is a stone throw away from Detroit. You look at downtown, I've never seen so many vacant stores downtown. It is ridiculous. You go to Fort City Mall right now, it is so many. You can count on five. uh, You can count on one hand how many stores at Fort City Mall. And I wouldn't be surprised they're going to shut it down soon. You got a big cafeteria with one restaurant. All the stores is closed. You go to some of these malls and mall outlets, they're gone. What you think that these taxes, this tariff that's going on, is going to close doors. It's going to hurt people. But guess what? I constantly say this. I said this to people. You know what? Us blacks will make a way if it's no way. And that's the strength of us. We'll make a way if it's a no way. And that's why people say, well, I'm going to get my stuff at Tumi. I'm going to get my stuff at Temu, whatever it's called. We're going to get our stuff at African warehouse. We're going to get our stuff there. People have to have, I mean, people got to have an understanding. It's no fun and games, especially when you're talking about Trump, especially when you're talking about Suge Knight of politics, especially when you talk about what's going on in our city, in our mayors. They're talking about taking federal funding away. We're not prepared if they take federal funding away. I still don't understand why every single time summer comes along, the damn Ryan got to be fixed. I don't understand it. You pick something that's wrong. Up, up, up. I see rubber that's out of place. Oh, we got to dig it up. Every single time that I've been on this earth, it's always the Dan Ryan got to be fixed. A waste of money. And they say Elon Musk is a South African, sit here and dictate to us what is waste, what is not waste. I keep on saying to people, and I said this in private conversations, boy, y'all can pick them. Y'all can pick them. Boy, y'all can pick them. Because there's no way I put a check mark by Donald Trump. I don't care if there was a gun in my back. There's no way I'm going to vote for that man, knowing his history of his father that was a Klansman, and an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I keep on saying we got to get it together. Africans, if you're listening, you thought he was funny, you thought he was a comedian, you thought he was joking. He told you what he was going to do. He told you what he was going to do. He told you, he told you plenty of thousands of times. And he basically said, I told you. We thought you was kidding. Have you ever heard Trump laugh? He smirk, he does, and that's it. If he told you what he was going to do, he's going to do it. And he's the type of person that would do something and do it for a minute, and he'll take it back because of the reaction. That's what he did to the stock market last week. But he knew what he was doing because he made billionaires more billions. And people have lost their savings from this. People were losing their 401ks from this. People were losing. And when people are losing, they get upset, they get mad. And guess what? I don't blame you. I would get mad too. Farmers are missing out. This trade, I don't know what to say. The trade of soybeans. You think the Chinese gonna pay that? Do you really think so? Do you really think Oh, we're going to, make an exception for cell phones, electronics, and computers, and all that stuff, right? We're going to make exceptions for that. But you're not going to make an exception for grandma. And you're allowing a white South African dictate to the United States, you don't need this, you don't need that. Social Security is a luxury. Tell that to grandmom, Elon Musk, and she will slap the you know what out of you. She'll slap the taste out of you. You tell her she doesn't need her Social Security. You tell her she doesn't need Medicaid or Medicare. You tell her that. You will find yourself picking yourself off the ground. Why are we allowing foreigners to dictate this is how it's going to be? Why are we allowing that? And we shouldn't. We shouldn't allow Elon Musk to sit there and tell us this is how it's going to be. The Suge Knight of politics, Donald Trump, has the House and the Senate. There is no excuse, none whatsoever. And I keep on telling people, if you don't get the president in, meaning Kamala Harris in, at least support people from the House and the Senate so we can have a balance of power. But hey, you don't listen to old Roman here, because Roman is talking out of the side of his neck. But who's laughing now? Who's laughing when a woman who's pregnant and have to make a decision because she has complications that can risk her own life? Who's laughing? Who's laughing now? But you want to cut that. Basically, you're telling a governor from Maryland that you're going to do what she say because you're federal. And she said, "No, I don't have to follow your rules." "Well, I'm going to cut your federal funding." And she said, "I'll see you in court." See how easy that was? We got a governor that's on CNBC, MSNBC, CBS, Channel 9, all of that, right? But you cannot protect home. You cannot tell the governor Hot Wheels in Texas, you can't dictate nothing in Illinois. Who in the heck are you? Send them back. Some people said, "Well, I think it's illegal." No, it's not illegal. That was human trafficking. Governor Abbott and racist DeSantis did not have no right to send people here to the state of Illinois, Cook County, Chicago. Yeah, people were pissed. I was one of them pissed because we did not. We had the Constitution on our side. We had the Constitution on our side, but we don't use it. It was too late for Donald Trump, the Suge Knight of politics, to get off the ballot in the state of Illinois because we had the Illinois Attorney General, because I was about to say it, Illinois Attorney General didn't do nothing until the last minute. Now you want to do something when your back is against the wall. Now you want to do something. It's too late. Dude, it's too late. You could have did that. It's called, what's it called? Let me see. Let me hear. Let me see and hear. It's called being prepared. Chicago always react, but not prepared. Give you a prime example. A nice, almost 80-degree day in the city of Chicago. And guess what? If you haven't learned anything from last summer, I think you should have learned it today. And guess what? Guess what? Teen takeover. They're on the cars, they're twerking and stuff like that. I said this. If I ever catch my nephew doing something like that, he doesn't have to worry about the Chicago police. He has to worry about me. Teen take over my butt. Half of those people don't even know how to spell takeover. Parents, you got to do better. Parents, you got to do better. A lot of people say, oh, there's nothing for the kids to do. Then find something for them to do. It is not the city's fault or problem to find your kid what to do. It's not. Yes, it should be recreational centers. But guess what? I can name you several. But you don't know. That's too far. I know. And the mayor said last year at this time, well, kids got to eat. Well, that comment is biting them in the butt. I sat here and I said this and I broke it down to you that there is no way 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 13 and a 14 and a 15-year-old should be out at 1, 2, 3 o'clock at night. No matter if you're male or female. I understand babies are raising babies. But you know what? There is no way you should go downtown and destroy the city. And then when something happens to your child, you sitting on channel 5 and channel 2 and channel 9 and 7. My son, my daughter, they was a good kid, and they're only, they was. Even some pastors have a terrible time trying to describe your child because your child was bad. You get on the roof of somebody's car and they beat the living crap out of you. Twerking. You can't even spell twerk. But you're twerking. I'm seeing kids that's 7 or 8 years old doing the wall dance, whatever that is. Some of them could even spell dance. but they're doing it. Sometimes I sit here and I say to people and I say, you know what? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? You can have rec centers after schools. You got plenty of schools that have after school programs, but you decide, oh no, I have to work. I understand there are parents that makes ends meet, but there's an uncle, there's a niece, there's this, there is a way. And I shake my head and I say to some of these people, and I'm like, you guys got to do better. Majority of what I'm saying, I have proof to back it up. They're having, even the legislators in City Hall is having a hard time. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children's are? It's 10 o'clock. Remember that? I said that on my rants weeks ago. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Curfew. Bring your butt in a house at a certain time. You don't pay a light bill, gas bill, phone bill, but you're out there wreaking havoc to other people, other people's property. Stores like Walgreens, you they could do a flash mob at Walgreens. The employees are instructed not to do nothing or they are fired. They just have to stand there and videotape. Stand there. We're just standing there letting them take it. You're no better just standing there. I am sick and tired of seeing our young black men dressing up in all black, the ski masks and all that stuff, just going in, getting these phones, getting this. Do you realize this stuff get traced? Do you realize that? Obviously not. But then, guess what? Remember I said we are the innovators and others are copycats? Well, white teens are doing the same thing. Venezuelans are doing the same thing. But guess who they're looking for? They're looking for a black male. Pastors, I don't know what you guys going to do. You say prayer. Prayer works. You say prayer. I said this once before, and I'll say this again. The Willie Wilson method. Take a belt off and start whooping that ass. A lot of people, I mean, some people need grandma whoopings. Some people need grandma whoopings. I'm not saying all, but there is no excuse to allow teens to dictate to the city. Stores are moving out of Chicago because of that reason. Not only that reason, also taxes. What is going on? You talk about a teen takeover? Like I said, some of them don't even know how to spell takeover. But they sure in the hell knows how to destroy property. Parents, you need to be more responsible. And I keep on saying this, the laws are in the books. The laws are in the books. And when the laws are in the books, guess what? You need to implement them. This is coming from the top down. Somebody is saying, don't do nothing. You're going to find out who in a minute. Mark my word. I guess I let a lot out, Earl. Shaking his head. He's like, come on, Roman, wrap this up. That's going to do it for us on this Monday evening. Thanks to Earl Winfrey, our executive producer, wonder behind the scenes. You guys have a wonderful week.